When we talk about dangerous cities, we need to define what that means. The term can be misleading. It often conjures up images of violence and chaos, but the reality is far more complex. Crime rates fluctuate. Different cities face unique challenges. We need to look beyond simple rankings to truly understand the issue. One way to measure danger is by looking at violent crime rates. These include offenses like murder, assault, and robbery. The FBI collects this data from local law enforcement agencies. However, this data is not always perfect. Reporting practices can vary. This can make it difficult to compare cities directly. Another factor to consider is the overall quality of life. This includes things like poverty, unemployment, and access to education and healthcare. These social and economic factors can contribute to crime. It's important to look at the bigger picture. Ultimately, understanding the most dangerous cities requires a nuanced approach. We need to consider both crime statistics and the underlying social and economic conditions. By looking at the data carefully, we can gain a more accurate and informed perspective. Several sources track crime data in the United States. The FBI's Uniform Crime Reporting, or UCR program, is one. However, their most recent data is from 2019. This makes it somewhat outdated. Other organizations have compiled more recent statistics. According to a 2025 report by Mexico's Citizens Council for Public Security and Criminal Justice, Memphis, Tennessee, had the highest homicide rate among U.S. cities. It ranked 25th globally. Other cities with high homicide rates included Baltimore, Maryland, and New Orleans, Louisiana. It's important to note that these rankings are based on specific methodologies. They may not capture the full picture of crime in each city. For example, the 2025 report focused primarily on homicides. It didn't include other violent crimes. Despite these limitations, the data does suggest that certain cities continue to struggle with high levels of violence. This underscores the need for continued efforts to address the root causes of crime. Behind every statistic is a human story. Crime has a devastating impact on individuals, families, and communities. It creates fear and instability. It undermines economic opportunity. It erodes trust in institutions. Take the story of Sarah, a single mother living in Baltimore. Her neighborhood has been plagued by gun violence. She lives in constant fear for her children's safety. She wants to move, but she can't afford to. Sarah's story is just one example of the human toll of crime. It's important to remember that crime is not just a problem for dangerous cities. It affects us all. When one community suffers, we all suffer. We have a shared responsibility to address this issue. Reducing crime requires a multifaceted approach. There is no single solution. It will take a collective effort from law enforcement, community leaders, policymakers, and residents. One promising strategy is community policing. This involves building relationships between police officers and the communities they serve. It focuses on proactive problem-solving rather than reactive law enforcement. Studies have shown that community policing can be effective in reducing crime. Another important step is to address the underlying social and economic factors that contribute to crime. This includes things like poverty, unemployment, and lack of opportunity. Investing in education, job training, and affordable housing can create a more equitable and just society, making it less susceptible to crime. Building safer communities is a shared responsibility. We all have a role to play. By working together, we can create a more just and peaceful society for all.